I mean, so everybody's trying to get onto the internet right now, and it is the whole thing is just I'm amazed it works at all. I mean, we should be delighted that it is working. All right, let's start. Let's play three. It's Three Blind Mice we're playing right today. Am I making that up? Yeah, we're on Three Blind Mice for the newer members, and then we will be playing Hokey. Is it Hokey Pokey? Yeah, Hokey Pokey, and then we'll swing over to Für Elise. Today, Zoom question mark. Yeah, Zoom. I don't know. It seems fine. All right, so we're gonna do. Stop talking. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, Zoom is a great app. All right, so what we're gonna do is play Three Blind Mice. I'm gonna give you at this point, if you're level 1 and you're just getting comfy with playing guitar, level 1. All I really care about is you know how to make a G chord, and that you can pluck out a melody. There's other stuff on this page. We'll run through it very quickly. And so at level 3, what I want you to be able to do is play Three Blind Mice. There's only zeros, ones, twos, and threes in this song, so make sure that you stay in first position. If it's a 1, you're going to play it with your index finger. If it's a 2, you're going to play it with your middle finger. If it's a 3, you're going to play it with your ring finger. And if it's a 4, you're going to play it with your pinky finger. And there are no 4s, so these 3 fingers are going to do all of the work. If you're watching me play rather than playing yourself, which is not what you should be doing, you just grab a guitar and see how you do. You're going to want to you'll notice my 2 is going busy up and down here, 1s are moving around from string to string, and 3s are here. Again, reading tablature is the big deal that we're really after in fingerstyle. So just getting you comfortable with reading and having your fingers obey. Next thing is I'm just going to use my thumb on this hand. It's basically what I teach everything with. You don't necessarily need to play that way. If you are working at next level fingering, you're coming at this with this nice claw shape over here, and you're plucking with these fingers. Okay, whatever string you happen to be on, that's a next level skill, and that's a very important skill because as you get better, you're going to start just playing with these 2 fingers a whole lot. And when you have a weird string crossing, you want to start getting in more and more experience knocking that out. When I'm holding the guitar, I'm dropping it down between my legs. I'm holding this at about a 60-degree angle. I have my guitar stool here with my, you can't see it, but my knees sitting right here. Guitar's sitting up on top of that. I have a nice high posture. I want my back to be nice and straight. I want my shoulders to be down and loose and not up here. So I want to just be as comfortable as I possibly can get. If you hold your guitar in any other manner, it is going to cause you additional stress in one way or another. And so I tell you what you should do. You decide what you're going to do. The one thing I do strongly recommend is the pad of your thumb stays on the back of the neck and rides along behind your middle finger. I promise down the road, you're going to be glad that you talked yourself into doing that now. So let's work on that. Okay, we're going to play the melody. I'm going to count you in with a 4 count, and then we're going to go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 2, oh. Oh, 2, oh. 3, 1, 1, oh. 3, 1, 1, oh. 3, 3, 3, 2, oh, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. 3, 3, 3, 2, oh, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, oh, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 0, 2, 0. That's what we want. That's really nice and smooth. I haven't rushed any of my notes. I feel like I did a really nice job of presenting Three Blind Mice and just playing the melody. And I was singing out the fret numbers. I think that's actually a helpful thing for you to do at home when you're learning to read tablature is just go ahead and sing your numbers. And you will find, 1, it helps your singing, and 2, it reinforces the fact that where your eyeballs are and what your fingers need to do work together. And I think as you get to be a better and better and better player, what you will find is that playing melody, when you can turn your voice off and have the guitar do the work for you, it is really fabulous. It's a really wonderful place to get. All right, next thing I'd like to do is just double check that you have your G chord in good shape. If you are a new player, index finger on the fifth fret, fifth string, second fret, middle finger up on the top, and ring finger down here on the first string. Ideally, rather than having your fingers way in the back of the guitar's frets, you want to have them as close to the front of the fret as possible. Okay, so that's where you want it to be. Those of you looking for a next level G chord, you want your ring finger there and your pinky finger there. That makes a really beautiful sound. And those of you who are coming in from folk tradition, they're going to have taught you pinky here, ring up here, and middle finger there. They're going to have taught you this one. And that's so that you can get to C chord more easily. I don't like that one, but I know a lot of people get taught that way because they're trying to simplify this move to get you from G to C, and so that's why they're teaching you that. It's okay. I just don't do it. Okay, let's play that G chord. Strumming. This is the best. Okay, index finger up and down is another one. Okay? If you own a pick and you're pounding away on your acoustic guitar, take that pick and go just give it to your neighbor and tell him to hold on to it till you need it. You don't ever, and the answer is you don't ever need it. Okay. If you're a next level player, you are thinking about playing with your claw, bump, bump, 3 blind mice, and so on. Okay, and making sure you pluck on every single beat. And if you are top level player, I don't know if that's a top level. If you're upper level player, you're thinking arpeggio pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, dun, dun, dun. Ready? Let's play it through one more time. I'll be singing 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. 3 blind mice. 3 blind mice. See how they run. See how they run. They all went after the farmer's wife. She cut off their tails with a carving knife. Have you ever seen such a sight in your life as 3 blind mice? Let the guitar ring. Don't take your chord off until the guitar is either done ringing out or you bring your hand up, your palm up, and just drag it up onto the strings to get it to stop ringing out. Okay, don't do this. All right, that doesn't make any sense. You've just taken away the guitarness of the song, and also don't do this. That's ridiculous too. Don't do that. Come into the last chord. That's what you want. Okay. All right. There's 3 blind mice. In level 1, I want you to get your chord. I want you to get comfy playing melody. That's it. So if you're a newer player, that's what you're working on. If you're a teacher, this book will get your guitar players up and running within a couple weeks. If you have them every day, it'll take you 1 week to get through this book. If you have them only a couple times a week, this book will take about a month to get through. And by the end of it, they can really play. They can play their chords, they can play their melodies, and it's nice, right? And then you drop them into level 2. So let's move on to level 2. Your song today is Hokey Pokey, which I know when you saw the list of songs today, you thought, I got to be a part of that. That's going to be amazing. And so here we go. About a year ago, I guess, I had a young lady that I was giving lessons to, and she decided that she wanted to play a Hokey Pokey for the whole school. And she was on ukulele, and she went out and she just nailed this thing. And the whole school was dancing and doing all the stuff. It was super fun. So this song is still super popular in the elementary circles. With this song, the 2 things you're working on are your C chord. Okay, make sure that's one of the harder chords when you first started. Index, middle, ring. It's on 2nd string, 4th string, 5th string. Index, middle, ring. Nice C chord. Just beautiful. And then from there, you're going to go to G7. You're going to drop the index finger down 1 and these 2 guys up 1. C, 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 G7, C, G7. Okay. And again, if you are folk trained, you can just take and put your pinky up here. Now, I don't like doing that, but again, it's an efficient way to get that particular section done. All right, we're going to go back and forth between those two songs, or two chords, and we're going to start. We're not going to sing all 27 verses of it, so just one verse should be satisfactory. When we get down to the end, we'll skip measure 8 because we're only playing it one time through, and we'll play measures 9 and 10. Okay, from the top, 1, 2, 3. Oh, it's in 4 and you got 3 beats. So I'm going to do 1, 2, rest. You put your, okay, let's do that. 1, 2, you put your right hand in, you put your right hand out, you put your right hand in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. Okay. And the idea with this song is you'd go through it half a dozen times just to get comfortable getting from G7 to C. That chord pattern is going to come up in your life as a guitar player, and you just want to get as comfortable as you can with it. Okay, next thing, the melody. We're going to go on the 3rd string. 1. Oh, we need my 2s on. Again, you got some 1s, you got some 2s, and you got some 3s. That's everything in the song. You just got to make sure to get your ring finger, middle finger, and index finger reliable, hit the right strings, and you're going to be in good shape. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 2. Let me count it in as 2. Yeah? 1, 2. Oh, 2. Oh, 1, 1, 1. Oh, 2. Oh, 1. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. That's it. With this one, probably in terms of playing melody, I don't usually spend a ton of time teaching this song. I don't think it's a song you're ever going to play it as a melody piece on guitar. So what I'd like to have you do is just be working on getting that that's really, it's one of those things that's fairly nice to get started on the swing feeling of stuff. And so working on getting your melody a little bit clearer on that would probably be better than the way I just played it, but at least you've got the idea of how the song goes. And then at level 2, I don't necessarily expect level 2 players to be able to tackle tough uke, but tough axe on this. But I do think it's one of those things that you want to work on at this level. Is somewhere in book 2 you're going to find your song, and you want that to be your level 2 tough axe chord melody arrangement. That's what you're working on, is playing fingerstyle. You turn off your voice, you let the guitar do the chords and the melody. Everything comes together beautifully. Okay, from the top, we're going to hold our C chord to get started, and then the first thing is on this 3rd string. So we're going to have to move that middle finger down to get that's how we're going to start, and then we put it back on, and then we're going to play. Okay, so we got the start, the beginning right, from the very top. 1, 2. Let me try again. I can do this. 1, 2. And then you would go back and play it again. Now I'm kind of messing it up just a little bit. I've got the second arrangement different than I usually sing it. What I've got written in the tough acts is turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. So I'm looking for a little bit of a lengthy thing there. Again, messing around at the hard moment in the song is a major 7. You got that G chord, and you got to slide your ring finger under to get that 2 on the 3rd string. It's a little uncomfortable to get to, but that's probably by far the easiest way, unless you happen to have your fingers, these fingers, and then you can drop your index finger and play it that way. That's the other way to play it. So that's the song again. I don't know if you're ever going to really play this song. This is much more fun to just strum bam, 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 and get back and forth between C and G. But it's there. Gives you something to work on. And then the other thing that I do think is important on this is the arpeggio line. In all of the other arpeggios we've had in Book 2, I think we started with thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring, or thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle. So most of the time with our right hand, we're doing thumb, index, middle, ring, thumb, index, middle, ring. Sometimes we're using lower strings, thumb, or sometimes the low strings. Okay. So that pattern of thumb, index, middle, ring, or some variation on there is super important. This one I arranged it the opposite way. So we're going to do ring, middle, index, thumb, ring, middle, index, thumb, ring, middle, index, thumb, ring, middle, index, thumb, to get used to going the other direction, right? So when we're playing arpeggio patterns, sometimes we go up and sometimes we go down. In this case, you're going to hold the chord, and I believe every single thing is in the inner strings, strings 4, 5, 4, or 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what gives you a chance just to practice that type of arpeggio pattern with these chords. So let's do it. 1, 2, you put your right hand in, you put your right hand out, you put your right hand in, and you shake it all about. Okay, so I'm doing it at half speed. Let's do it at double the speed and see if we can do it. 1, 2, you put your right hand in, you put your right hand out, you put your right hand in, and you shake it all about. You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. That's what you're working on there. Again, just technique stuff. You're probably never going to do this song for real, but you have an awesome opportunity to try some of these different fingerings and to get you from beyond just strumming, especially if you were taught with a pick, right? We got to get you out of that, and we got to get as many different textures coming out of your right hand as possible. And so let's be working on that. And I think that's really the main stuff to work on that. I talked about C and G7. We talked about the alternate chord fingerings, and then that fancy arpeggio pattern. Instead of going from your thumb first, we're going to go from your ring first. Okay, so all of those are going on in that song. Pretty interesting song on some level, but not a great song. Okay, all right. Just take the tools and use those. All right, Für Elise, let's play this. Now, I just got this arranged last night and posted, and then I rearranged it. I had a couple of things on it. So your sheet music should say, right up here, it should say March 31st, 2020. Okay. If it doesn't, you got the piece that none of the measures changed really, but some of the fingering changed a little bit. And so if you don't have the March 31st version, just know that sitting on the website is the most recent version. If you wandered in here off of YouTube because we're live and you're thinking, oh, guitar, DenverGuitarOrchestra.com, that's where I'm housing all of our resources. They're right on the front page, and that will get you all set up for that. plectrum, frowny face plectrum. So I'm not sure if the frowny face means boo to plectrum, or you're sad you don't get your plectrum, or whatever. I don't know. What do you think, Nikki? Are you pro plectrum or anti plectrum, or just the word pick? Does that make you sad? Yeah, I know you're messing with people's. When you go to the guitar store, they have that little bowl of picks up there in the front. And you get to go through them and find the one that says Fender or Gibson or Shakey's Pizza or whatever. And they're just some of the greatest things in the world. The problem is in fingerstyle, we just don't use them. Oh, your thumb hurts. Oh, yeah, you got to get this little spot right here. Right there, you got to get that toughened up. Right, that one. These other ones don't usually end up being too sad, but your thumb does get sad in fingerstyle. And I do not follow Gabriella Cavato, I think is her last name. Gabriella Cavato. Am I saying her name right? I don't know. She does use a thumb pick, and so she plays some pretty nice arrangements. She shows up on the front page of YouTube all the time because of her beautiful arrangements, and she does use a thumb pick. So you might want to give that some thought about whether that makes any sense for you to use. I don't, because I can never keep track of my picks, but it's something to experiment with. This, some people like them, some people don't. I don't recommend them just because I think just playing with this is the way to go. All right, for Elise, guys, we won't cover any of the basics here because hopefully by the time you're at level 3, you understand how to read tablature, you understand how to read a tough axe line, you understand your basic chords. Okay, what we're really talking about at this level is trying to get the most beautiful tone out of your guitar. And also, really at this level, you're starting to talk about the smart ways to practice and the dumb ways to practice, and what you can do to simplify the time at your guitar so that you're getting the biggest bang for your buck. That's one of the things I feel like is when I'm watching most of my private students, they waste a ton of time practicing stuff they don't need to practice, and then they don't spend enough time on the stuff that they do need to practice. They're playing stuff they think is fun, which I get, but what we want to do is if you know you can play something, you don't really need to practice it. The other thing that I think most students could benefit from is playing the piece backward. So go to the end of the song, look back, like in this case, I would look back to measure 21. All right, at measure 21, I'm going to do a nice E minor chord, and then I'm going to hit that 0, 0, and give another nice one. Now the arranger has said one should be different than the other one. This one, so maybe I'm going to do a roll strum. That's what the arranger told us to do. I'm the arranger, by the way, is to make those two chord strums a little different. Or you could ignore the arranger altogether and say, you know what, I'm going to do them exactly the same. Okay, so that's how I'm going to finish that up. I'm going to be ready when I get to that last 2 measures to knock it out of the park. When I get to those last 2 measures, I'm also noticing that those are quarter notes, so I'm going to be, everything in this is an 8th note pretty much, and when I get to that last measure, I'm going to have to slow down and be like, oh gosh, don't rush it, okay? Next thing I want to do, I want to go to the middle of measure 17, okay? Middle of measure 17, where the 7s are. So you've got, let's look at the upper line. It says 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7, 5, 3, 0, 0, and so on. So I'm looking at the middle of measure 17. The reason I know I'm looking there is if I can memorize the 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7 thing, I've got about a fourth of this song done. And so I was walking down my hallway today, and one of my neighbors is taking piano lessons. She's an adult taking piano lessons, and I've been listening to her progress, and she's getting quite smooth and really well phrased. And she was working on Für Elise today too. Just for Elise Day. All right, so we're going to start at measure 17, top line, just a straight melody. I would probably be negotiating with myself. Am I going to use my pinky on the 7, 7, 6, 7, 6, and then I'm out of fingers. So I'm probably going to have to figure out how am I going to get to that. So pinky isn't my first choice. I'm probably looking at ring. 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7, 5, 3. So that might work as a good fingering. If I go with my pinky, I'm probably not going to use my ring finger for the 6. I'm going to use my middle finger to leave my ring finger available to get the 7 on the second string. So the whole way through, I'm thinking about what's the smartest way to make this happen. And I don't know if I've come up with the ultimate conclusion on this. So mess around with it and try it different ways. Let's go from 17. Let's try playing just the top line, the melody line together. 1, 2, let's see, I'm 9, 3. I'm going to count 2, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 5, 3, oh, 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 2, 2, oh, oh, 3, 2, oh, oh, oh. Sounds pretty nice, right? So just that, and we've already learned those last two measures. So now I'm not spending. I get to those last two measures, I'm like, oh, I already know how to play that, and I'm not losing my mind about, oh gosh, how do I finish up? So I'd like to start at the same spot one more time. Measure 17 and a half. 1, 2, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7, 5, 3, oh, oh. If I did nothing but that tonight, and just really got that word, that was breathtakingly beautiful, I would have a third of the song complete. Okay, just working on that one section. And I think, again, you can do yourself a huge favor by picking one song and sticking with it until you're so sick of that song that you can play it in your sleep. That's what the pros do, is they don't play every single song on the internet. They get the 14 or 28 songs that they really need for the album or that they really need for the concert, and that's all they do is just dive into those like it's their life and their income depend on it, and really get good at just a very small number of songs. And you could do yourself a favor by following their lead. All right, let's drop down to the tough axe line. Okay, the beginning is identical at measure 17, but when we get to measure 19, we're going to be tossing in big chords right before that, and then playing a little bit of melody, and then another big chord and play some melody. Okay, double check at measure 20 that your B7 is making sense to you. It's the index finger on the 4th string, middle finger, ring finger, and pinky finger. It's a beautiful chord. Try not to hit the E string on that. It's going to sound bad. Okay, and that's the chord you're going to be after. Let's go from 17 and a half again, starting with the same exact thing we've already played. We're already experts at it now. 1, 2, 7, 6. Let me get on the right frets, and then let's start again. 1, 2, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7, 5, 3, strum, oh, 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 strum, 2, oh, oh, 3, 2, strum, oh, oh. A little bit different strum, a little bit bigger, okay? Let's try it one more time. See if I can get it right. See if you can get it right. 1, 2, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7, 5, 3, strum, oh, 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 strum, 2, oh, oh, 3, 2, strum, oh, oh. That sounds nice. Give it just a lot of drum on the end. It almost sounds like Beethoven, doesn't it? All right, so that's the 7/6/7 stuff. Okay, the same exact procedure happens in measures 0 through 4. There is a small difference at measure 4. and then I think it's identical measures 6, 7, and 8. So one of the things that this song does is as you go through and you're studying it, you're like, all right, where can I study where I can get really good at it? I really do believe in backing up and starting at the bottom of a piece and backing yourself up. That way your playing gets stronger and stronger and stronger as you're diving through the piece. Question from Nikki. That was great. Oh, thanks, Gary. Do we do all 3 levels each class? Is it like easy, medium, and hard for each lesson, or am I concerned only with level 1? I am so lost. Yes, Nikki, you're at level 1. The rest of this, you're just here kind of hanging out, listening. Hopefully, maybe I'll say a pearl of wisdom that would help you. But yeah, if you're brand new, absolutely don't think that you should be able to play this stuff yet. Some of these guys, I know a few of the people on the list have been doing this for years. A few of them have been doing it for a couple months. And so please know when we get to tough acts, that's not for you yet, right? For you, it's really getting your fingers around Frere Jacques, 3 Blind Mice, all of those songs on level 1. So honestly, Nikki, if you come in and you're like, all right, I got my stuff that I'm going to work on for level 1, you can ditch out, honestly, unless you want to sit here because I'm just so wonderful. But honestly, I'm perfectly fine with you coming in for the level 1 part. I'm doing each level because we have lots and lots of different people who join us, and I never know who's going to be here on a given day. So we've had up to about 15, 20 people in the class in the past. Some days we've had 2 or 3, and so yeah. So please know that you should. We're playing Beethoven in chord melody style guitar. That's not something you just wander in and can do. Okay, so really get focused in. Everything we're doing is actually, you will learn every single thing that we're doing from Frere Jacques, 3 Blind Mice, Row, Row, Row Your Boat, and Farmer in the Dell. I promise. Everything is in those 4 songs, and all of this is just fancier. Okay, so yeah. I think that was a long answer for it. Yeah, no, just do level 1. All right, now let's back up. The next section that I want to talk about is from measures 9 through 13. Maybe go to measure 9 through 13. Glad you excellent. So we're looking at measure 9. We're coming out of the main theme at the beginning of the song. You're going to be doing this nice E minor strum at measure 9. And then you're going to hit those 2 zeros. Now you're going to go 2, 3, 5. And here's a fun thing. Slide it up. Get a little zing up to the 7. Hit the 0. We'll grab your 3s. We'll grab the 8 and the 7. This is what I think is the hardest part in the song. You're going to need your index finger, 2nd string, 3rd fret, middle finger, 4th string, 4th fret, ring finger, 5th fret on the 3rd string, and pinky finger, 5th fret on the 1st string. That chord there is really, really tough to get on, but it solves all of the rest of the problems that happen in the measure. So if I strum that here, doesn't it sound cool? It's a really nice chord. Just strum those bottom 4 strings, and then hit your 4th string, hit the 2nd string twice, and then slide up to 7. Come to the 5, and then you're going to rush down here and grab the E minor with your pinky, hit those zeros, slide up to that 5, get your B7 on, and then you're going to replay the theme that you've already learned in 17 to the end. Okay, so that's the tough part that you're going to be playing. Is that, and when we do our demonstration song, you're going to find out, you'll be like, that's a lot of work. It's worth it. It is worth it. Just know Beethoven didn't write this on a guitar, so it doesn't fit very well on the guitar. But this piece is as close to being like, wow, this is really worth working on this. Everybody knows this song. Every single piano player that's ever touched the piano has had to learn this song. And so when you play it on guitar and you can pull it off, you're going to make it sound like you're really legit. Okay, let's start from the top. I'm going to play the whole thing through just as written. Remember, when you get to measure 8, you're going to repeat and go back up to number 1. When you come back through and you get through 7, you skip measure 8, and then you're going to play 9 through the end. I'm going to play crazy slow because I am wanting this to go well. You should also know when you are practicing at home, you're playing it too fast. Everything that new people play, everything that everybody plays at home, they always play it too fast. Play it slow, be mindful, make sure that you know where you're going with your next note or notes, and that you are really in a zen place where it's you, your guitar, the, the expectations or the recipe written down in front of you, and then you see what happens, right? Slow down. I don't care if you're playing, Master of Puppets from Metallica. Slow down until you really have everything in that song really solid and in place, and then you can start speeding it up. Okay? From the beginning, 1, 2, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7, 5, 3, strong. Oh, 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 3, 7, 2, oh, 2, 4, 2, A minor, oh, 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 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7, 5, 3, strong. Oh, 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 B7, strong. 2, oh, oh, 3, 2, strong. Oh, oh, to the top, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7, 5, 3, strong. Oh, 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 strong. 2, 4, 2, strong. Oh, oh, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7, 5, 3, strong. Oh, strong. 2, oh, oh, 3, 2, measure 9, strong. Oh, oh, 2, 3, 5, 7, oh, 3, 3, 3, 8, 7, strong. 5, 3, 3, 7, 5, strong. Oh, 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 5, 3, strong. 2, oh, oh, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7, 5, 3, strong. Oh, 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 strong. 2, oh, 2, 4, 2, strong. Oh, oh, 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 7, 5, 3, strong. Oh, 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 B7, 2, oh, oh, 3, 2, strong. Oh, oh. So for the most part, it gets to be a little repetitive, but it's really, really nice from a musician standpoint. And you're like, yeah, people like that main theme, and Beethoven gave us plenty of it. Biggest challenge, of course, and you watched me struggle getting that chord shape on it, measure 11. And so if it were me, I spend my whole night just right there, going from measures 9 through measure 13. I would just play that 80 gajillion times until I really had that down where my fingers had it memorized. And I'm only working on those 4 measures tonight, not the whole song, right? I might play the whole song when I'm done with my rehearsal or my practice, but I'm really focused in on just those 4 measures because that's where I found myself struggling the most. All right. Hopefully that gives you something to work on tonight. Again, and I think Nikki's point is important. If you're at level 1, play at level 1. That's absolutely where you should be. If you're at level 99, be working on that stuff. And if you're at level 99, you're probably not hurting yourself at all to go back to levels 1, 2, 3, just to double check that your skills are solid and that your tonality is beautiful. I think that's enough for tonight. I hope you guys found something you can chew on. Please stay home and stay out of all this mess. Things are going to get so ugly this week and next, and then I'm afraid for everybody. So please stay home. Hopefully this will keep playing a little bit of guitar. By the time we're out of this mess, we're going to be brilliant. So I'm going to end the stream. If you want to say any last comments over there, I love it if you subscribe and push either the thumbs up button, or frankly, you can push the thumbs down button. Doesn't matter. But if this was helpful for you, please do those things. And the YouTube is saving these, and we finally figured out the sound problem. So I think should give you an opportunity to come back and review some of this if you need to, and just double check that you're playing at a level that makes sense for you. Amy, have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. All the rest of you guys, I will see you next. I'll see you tomorrow. If you are not getting Guitar Orchestra emails on the website, there's a place to put your email address on there, and I will send you emails to remind you about this. Nikki, thank you. You're welcome. Have a wonderful night. Everybody stay healthy. I'm out. Have a wonderful evening. Ending the stream.